Okay, we're talking about Tom Cable, who scared the hell out of me today on the radio, on the phone. The guy is intimidating.
You accidentally cut him off.
I didn't mean to.
The look on your face, you went, "Sorry, Coach, I didn't mean to cut you off."
Well, and I know he was on the phone and everything like that, but I
you
just
still felt like he could kick your ass.
Yeah. I don't want him. I don't want to be on this guy's bad side. I mean, he's one of the few people I know because it was reported broke a man's jaw with a punch. I remember that. So anyway, he's just a big sweetheart now.
Right.
Actually, he's terrific to talk to. And I sort of told you when we started the show, and by the way, the whole thing's up to listen to on podcast, that I was beginning to kind of like the whole perception of what happened to the Seahawks. That, you know what, it kind of, in a way, they're telling you you're working too hard, you're hitting too much, you're too tough, and I wasn't surprised that Tom Cable in particular was a guy who kind of felt, sure, we lose a little bit on the OTAs, but if they're going to penalize for that, we can live with it.
Yeah, kind of embracing the image of, as you put it earlier in the show, being badass.
Yeah.
You know, being a team that's very physical, already being physical, where they're not even in pads out there. And we heard about it when we were out there, talking about, Browners out there throwing receivers around, and we heard about a couple of scuffles out there, that this sounds like, just from the early going, even from last year, a very physical team. Those were the penalties that you saw with Browner and Sherman and Cam Chancellor. And this team, I think, organically has developed a reputation as a physical, maybe towing the line a little bit kind of team. And for me, the key is that it's been organic. It's just been their nature of the guys that they've put in place. It hasn't been a message being sent to them.
Right. They haven't created this out of nowhere.
No, it's not, hey, you're wearing a Raiders uniform, you're supposed to be a bully, or, you know what I mean? It's not anything that anybody dictated to them. I think it's just innate. I think it's part of their nature, which you love, and I think they're bringing in guys that feed that image, that play that way. So I think, as a coach, you kind of embrace it. You don't like being docked at practices.
Sure.
But, the payoff is that I think people are kind of on alert.
What's kind of going to be interesting about it is something that you mentioned, that your old pal, the former Husky and now St. Louis talk show host DeMarco Farr, called you to say, hey, what's going on? This may be reported as the Seahawks are fighting in training camp, which just occurred to me, which it's not. I mean, I think it's really worth emphasizing. This is not a case. He asked,
were they really hitting, or what was going on there?
Yeah, so good. He's the. Yeah. I'm almost thinking in some ways it may be portrayed that way, that they were fighting amongst themselves. Couldn't be further from the truth. I mean, especially in being out there and talking with guys. But I mean, isn't it kind of fun that the Seahawks are now considered badasses to a degree? I like it.
West Coast badasses,
led by Tom Cable, who's don't get him upset and don't cut him off.